Purpose. You need to find out your purpose for education. And this week, that's what we're going to focus on. And you're going to focus on it well and thoroughly and intelligently and intellectually. You erudite scholar, you. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to think about it from different perspectives and read some classic literature and some new thoughts. You might be reading the overview, or you might go through the checklist. A couple things to note on the checklist. If you use the checklist, please note that whatever you do will open up in a new tab. Let me show you. I'm going to scroll down here. And I'm going to click on this link. And notice that link opens up in another tab. It's called tab browsing. And this will tell me what to do. But if I go over here to this part, it will bring me back to the checklist. Or you can just navigate going through and using your arrows. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to just go over things using the arrows. Pull this up and focus on this. How did that happen? I did some tab browsing that I didn't mean to do. That's what happened. Here we are, back at the lesson. So what you want to do is you want to introduce yourself, if you have not done so already. And then we're going to go into lesson planning and consideration with online tools. I'm going to go to this introduction. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to look at the introduction here. I'm going to read this. What's the aim? Gain a more sophisticated understanding of why we are bothering to study the online tools available and how to integrate them into teaching. That's what we want to be able to do. You want to read this. Think about it. Education has changed. Has it? Has it not? What does that mean, really? All right. We want you to be able to instruct for the knowledge age. No matter what age group you're working with, you need to instruct for the knowledge age. And here's some terms that you're going to learn. This little video is going to go over the purpose. You might want to look into it. Oh, not YouTube. So please beware of the different file types, because certain things may not read on other things. SWF files do not read on iPads. In here, you have a worksheet to download. This worksheet will be used throughout the entire module for week 1. You will have learning guide worksheets throughout this unit and this study, and the worksheets are there to help you synthesize your thoughts before you put them out into the universe. Also, you then turn them in. So I'm going to download this worksheet guide, and this is just to help you. You do not have to write incomplete sentences. I'm not worried about that, okay? But here it is. It's just a worksheet guide, and here's the overview that you can use. Let me go back. So download that and know that you're going to use that through all your modules in week 1. So here are the steps. Download the learning guide, and then it tells you that you are going to answer question 1 right now. Go to answer question 2. Then you're given some resources to help you. Forbes magazine has a very interesting comments. Forbes, about it is a magazine for people who are financially interested in financials. The latest Did You Know video really talks about how the world has changed. Worth watching if you haven't yet. It's the 2016 one. Then go to the next module. So, purpose of education, new insights. Ironically, in this new insights, you're going to read something very old. It's John Dewey's Democracy in Education. This is a challenging read. I actually recommend that you print it out. I think that's very helpful. So you can read it here, you can print it out here, and there's a little video there to help you through and help you understand that. Notice that this opens up in a new browser, so you're using tab browsing. You need to go back to this tab to try to understand or go through the unit again. I would click on this if you want some guidance of reading this. John Dewey did not write for pleasure reading. He was an educational philosopher. Plus, he was also the founder of the Progressive School. And so he had deep thoughts about education that you should take a look at. So read the chapter and you'll answer questions number 4 and 5. And we'll talk about them next week. Next, watch this cool 11-minute video by Sir Ken Robinson. And then you're going to go on. Please read on. Please look at TED Talks. And then you decide, what is the purpose of education? So then you're going to decide, what is the purpose of education? And you're going to write about it, okay? And some people already have. How cool is that? And then you respond to other people, and you have due dates for that. I'm going to continue scrolling through. So now you're going to talk about Tpac. That's not a bad disease, but it's technological, pedagogical content knowledge. And you're going to have some questions on your learning guide worksheet about that as well. And you want to do that. And plus, you're going to go over some terms. And there are a lot of little movies there to help you learn about the terms and the importance of them. And the reason we need to get some of these terms is we're going to be using these terms throughout our work, and we want to make sure that everybody understands them. Next. Then you're going to do an embed. In other words, you're going to put a video or a picture into your discussion post of something that talks about education's purpose. And then you're going to take a quiz, okay? And you'll find out your grade at the end of the quiz. And then you're going to put your stuff in the Dropbox. And don't worry, the quiz doesn't count for a lot, by the way. Don't get anxious. You're going to put your worksheet in the Dropbox. You're going to upload it right here. So if I have my worksheet, let's say, I'm going to try to show you two screens in a moment. Here's my worksheet. So let's say I have it all done. So I want to take it. I've saved it, of course. And I want to move it into the Dropbox. I have it open right here. I might have both things open on the same time. I click it and I just drag it over. And that way it will go into the Dropbox and upload. And you want to make sure that you submit it, okay? So that, that I can see it. And then I will assess it and give you credit for it. So that's pretty much the works week. But in order to prepare your mind for the next week, please make sure that you go on and think about the questions for week 2. Maybe even read them aloud to help you think about, all right, what is education's purpose? What is the purpose of a discussion board or an LMS? What is the purpose of presentations that are synchronous? What are some of the best practices for doing an online presentation? Because that's what you're going to do next, an online presentation. And what's some research that is out there? Because you know what? You're going to have to present on some research. Not extensively, but you're going to have to add to our knowledge base. And we want you to do that in such a way that is informed. You don't have to do that for next week. We're going to work on it together, and we're going to talk about what we mean. So I can't wait to see what your thoughts are on education as a necessity of life and John Dewey's work. And you can think of your purpose and the overall purpose of education. Martin Luther King said his purpose was, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal, or the goal of true education. I could embed that in my discussion and talk about why that was so important to me. Good luck. Can't wait to read your thoughts, and please ask if you have any questions.